person wants to come through the door?
Well, an individual who's just laid off, backing up just a little bit, the first thing they should always do is file for their unemployment benefits.
Absolutely.
And get that taken care of through the state of Michigan, the Unemployment Insurance Agency, which is a partner of ours, but a separate entity. So they should do that first. Once they file for unemployment benefits, they will receive a notice that they have to report to Michigan Works and register for work. They can come in.
Okay, so you're drawing them in. You told me that earlier, but
yeah.
it's worth repeating. You're drawing them in because if they sign up for unemployment,
they are coming.
They got to come say hello.
Absolutely, and there are a lot of people, unfortunately, that miss that step, and it impacts their unemployment benefits. So it's an important note to make, is to make sure that you come into Michigan Works and register for work. Individuals will come in. They can come in anytime, Monday through Friday. They should call first to their local office that they're planning to go to, because it does take some time, so there may be a cutoff time where we won't take registrations after 3:30, let's say.
Okay, let me back off for a minute. I just went to the unemployment office and I'm filling out the necessary paperwork, okay? How prominent in that paperwork does it say you got to show up to Michigan Works?
It's pretty prominent. You file either online or by telephone, and when you file, you will get confirmation, and in the confirmation, it does indicate you must report to Michigan Works. In addition, within a couple of days of filing an unemployment claim, you receive a green booklet that explains everything you wanted to know about unemployment benefits, and it also indicates
Reminds that you got to come
that they
in.
need to come into Michigan
All right.
Works.
So
they
I
come
show
into
up.
Michigan Works, yes. They
Hopefully
can come
with a
in,
good attitude, right?
hopefully.
Okay.
They can come in anytime, Monday through Friday, but as I mentioned, they should call first. And we will help them register for work, get their resume online, and share with them the variety of resources that are available to them. There's different levels of service. There's a lot of self-help services, the workshops, networking groups, job posting books, the computer lab, fax machines, copy machines, job boards. Individuals can come in anytime, and they don't have to be unemployed. They can still be working and worried about their job, or
Now that's important to note.
Absolutely.
You do not have to be unemployed to
not.
use Michigan Works.
Absolutely.
Now,
Open
do
to
you
the
help them
public.
with their resumes?
Yes, we do. It varies by center on what the level of assistance is. Some centers have workshops, resume writing workshops. Some will schedule individual appointments. And it's really important that they contact their local office and work with their office to find out how they can take advantage of that service. In Troy, we offer a series of workshops: resume writing, interviewing skills, job seeking strategies, the stress of managing unemployment. We're adding new workshops, hopefully soon, on social networking groups like LinkedIn and Facebook, and how to take advantage of those on your job search. We're adding some new interviewing, and I can't remember the last one, but a whole series of workshops that people should take advantage of. And looking at things like the green jobs and maybe some workshops in that area. So we're trying to be responsive to these challenging times and the new economy and where we're headed, and what can we share with these individuals to help them make that transition quickly. But they can come in and take advantage of any of those resources anytime. Now, if they want training funds through No Worker Left Behind or the Trade Adjustment Assistance Program or other programs, they should contact their local office and find out what the process is for pursuing those training funds. It does vary by location.
And if they didn't know that, they find out when they come to your place.
Absolutely. Our receptionist and her shining, smiling face will let them know, everything that they need to know as far as, making that way through the process.
Well, one thing I remember, it was pleasantly set up, your office.
Yes.
It was friendly.
Thank you.
You didn't get the idea that you were standing in line and people are looking down at you because you were standing in line and didn't have a job. Rather, it was the reverse. It was a really nice experience when I visited there. I don't remember if you and I met, but
I'm not sure. Did you come to our open house maybe in 2001?
Yes.
Yeah, when we
it was
first
about that
moved in.
time.
Yeah. It's Troy's very fortunate. We're in a business setting. And we have just a great facility there that's set up, and it's based on what services someone wants to take advantage of. So all the self-help services are right there in one area. The library, the fax machine, the copy machine, the computer lab, the newspapers, all those resources are right there for them to come and take advantage of. So we're very fortunate. We have a great office. So.
Now let me ask you, America's known for sort of volunteer help, churches help, Kiwanis helps, and so forth. Now, a lot of these church groups, for example, are trying to do the same thing for their parishioners. Now, do they match up with you in any way?
Actually, we work very closely with a lot of the churches in the area. They've been very responsive to the needs, and there are a lot of networking groups out there. We provide a list to our job seekers of the networking groups that are out there. We also work closely with places like Troy People Concern, the Salvation Army, Easter Seals, and making sure that we can address all of the issues of the job seeker. It may not be something that Michigan Works Troy can fix, but it might be something where we can make the referral to help that person save their home or put food on the table for their children. Because face it, it's not just about the job. There are so many other things that not having a job impacts. So we have great resources, and my staff, we really try to stay up to date on where we can make these referrals and help these folks out.
Now, any special, if I came to you, in fact I come to you now and say, how do I get through this whole thing and so forth, how do you talk to me? What do you tell me?
Well, we try to make the process as easy as possible, and I think the best thing that I can encourage folks to do right now is to be patient, ask questions. We will walk them through the process, being very candid. With No Worker Left Behind right now, there's an enormous demand, and there are a lot of people that want to get in for training, upgrades, and to go back to school. And the demand is very difficult for the staff to manage, and we're doing the best that we can, and people are frustrated, and I can appreciate that. These are challenging times. But I hope that people know that the staff is there to help them. We're not against them. We're not trying to make this difficult for them, and that if they ask for assistance or they need some help, to just ask a staff member, and we'll do our best to get them in the right direction. Okay,
now let me ask you about health care here. Let's say there are a lot of folks who are losing their health benefits. They go to the Department of Community Health, which is separate from you guys. I'm sure you're connected somehow, but they go to the Department of Community Health, and Community Health says, well, you may be eligible for Medicaid. So now they have to go over to the Department of Health Services. And they go over to the Department of Health Services, and some months later, they go through this huge bureaucracy to Washington and back, and sure enough, they're eligible. And then when you're notified you're eligible, now you go back to DCH and say, I'm eligible. And they can only pay you, or the system pays you 3 months back pay, if you will, for the time you would have been eligible. But if it took 5 months, those last 2 months, we have to use general fund money to do that.
Oh boy.
So one of the things I'm looking at is, shouldn't we be doing something to make sure we find out whether the person's eligible in 3 months? Because we need that general fund money for, among other things, supporting you guys.
Thank you.
Now, how do you match up with the health care end of this thing?
Sure.